No transplant, direct winter sowing. That's what we're going to talk about today. It's different than winter sowing. It's a whole new version. First, let me tell you really fast what winter sowing is. That's not what this video is about, but I wanted to show it to you so you have a comparison. These two containers right here are juice jugs. We use milk jugs, all different kinds of jugs. We grow seedlings in the snow, in the cold, all the way down to 30, 40 below, 20 below, whatever. Tons of snow, doesn't matter at all. You can grow them outdoors in the snow in milk jugs or juice jugs or all different kind of containers. Now these have been in about 3.5 weeks and you'll see how gorgeous they look already. 3.5 weeks. And we are at March 23rd. That's arugula and this one is cilantro. These went in on 2/28, so about a little over 3 weeks. These just popped up, my little cilantro seeds. So they do fantastic. And you can do peppers, tomatoes, herbs, all kinds of things. Everything you can imagine, just about. There are a few things that don't do as well, but there are my winter sowing containers all the way down there in that garden. That's about 90 containers. And I'm probably going to get up to 150. I'm making it my goal to be the last person winter sowing in America, at least. And you may be asking yourself, why am I even talking about winter sowing or direct winter sowing this late in March? You know, most people are thinking, well, it's already spring. We just hit spring 2 days ago. Here's the thing. For people like me, Northern Ohio, we just had snow a couple days ago. Even though I don't have snow today, it is cold. The ground is still frozen. We're almost a month away from being able to even direct sow. Some of you in the warmer states, in the southern states, you're already starting to transplant your winter sowing into the ground or into your final containers or raised beds. That's awesome. We are just not there yet. We've got clients or members in Alaska, Canada, Japan, all over Europe, and they're still in a lot of cold weather. So that's why we're doing winter sowing. And now today I'm introducing you to direct winter sowing. Now, I may be the last winter sower to hear about this. This may be that a lot of people know about it. I've just never heard of it. But the idea is that instead of making the milk jugs or the juice jugs, which have to be transplanted, right? These will go until they're just about to pop out the tops. I really like to let them get really big and strong in there. We do have about 35 videos on my YouTube channel, which I'll have a link down below on how to do winter sowing. We also have a Facebook group called Veggie Winter Sowing, which I'll also have a link down below for you so you can learn all about this technique. Back to the winter sowing. So instead of having to transplant like these babies will do, which is fine, that's what we do, is we transplant. The idea is we're going to put the seeds in where they're going to live their final home. Now, in my case, I'm a container gardener. I do 150 containers at least, raised beds, and tubs and trays. And you can see my gardens out there, all those little buckets sitting there, and I got that one down there, that's tubs and trays, and around the corner I've got my third one, a combination of everything. Sorry, I'm moving fast. So in order to not have to transplant, I'm going to put these in. They're really being direct sown, which is a name for when you put the seeds directly in the soil. But it's too soon to direct sow, so we are going to direct winter sow. That's the idea. And by putting these little domes on top, I'm recreating the same thing as winter sowing in the direct winter sowing. So all of these things I'm going to show you in a second that I just planted, all of those are going to stay living in this until I eat them or preserve them or juice them or something. So this is direct winter sowing. So what did I do? Got some of my friends' seeds that I want to tell you about, and I wanted to, in case I forget, these aren't secured really tightly that they might blow away, so I went to the firewood stack and got some firewood to hold the lids down. And I'm going to show you, it would have been like way too long of a video for me to go through and show you everything as I sowed it, but pretty much I'm going to just tell you what I did. It's pretty direct. First off, these first seeds were from Ray Browning, who is just a fantastic gardener. If you haven't been to his YouTube channel yet, it's called Praxis 55712. Praxxus 55712. Really good gardening videos. He's one of the few gardeners on the planet that I followed and learned from. So highly recommend him. And he had a seed giveaway once a year. So I put a lot of his seeds in today. Ray, thank you very much. I got your basil going here. And I do my sowing of seeds two different ways. Either I broadcast, which just means I sprinkled, right? And then I just cover it with a light dusting of soil and then soak it. I soaked the soil before I put the seeds on. Then I put the seeds on, soaked it again with my super duper spray bottle, and then I put the sprinkle of soil over, And then I sprayed it again. Really, really need your soil to be wet with winter sowing and direct winter sowing, because you're going to put these lids on, right? And hopefully with the holes in there, the rain will just go in and snow if you get more snow, and you won't even have to water. The first year I did it, I only had to water twice in 3 months of these containers. And then the second year had to water more because we didn't have as much. So anyway, back to raised seeds. I got basil and I've got celery. Now usually with celery, I just plant a seed, like just a couple. But I wasn't familiar with the type of celery. I didn't know what kind he sent us. So I kind of just made 2 or 3 seeds here, 2 or 3 seeds here, because there's going to be a failure rate. And then if I have to, I'll transplant. This is my experimenting year. The idea is not to transplant. So hopefully I'll get a couple good, is it heads or stalks? Heads of celery growing in here. And it's very likely if I get a bunch, I'll sneak a few out with a fork and pop them into another container. So that was raised celery. Then I have raised dill. This one I just broadcast because I've never grown dill in my life. And so I just sprinkled seeds all over, covered it with dust. And let's see what else. Did I do his parsley? Oh, it fell off inside. No, I didn't do the parsley. So that was it for raised seeds. And then I got these spinach seeds from Italy. And they're giant. I'm into giants this year, giant everything. So this was Spinaccio Riccio Gigante America. And these are going to be some big spinach plants. And these, what did I do for these? I didn't broadcast a lot of them. I probably have 15 or 20 seeds in there of spinach, because I can eat baby spinach. If they all germinate, then I can just eat little baby spinaches, or I may just let a couple of them grow into really giant plants, because I got plenty of seed that's going to go somewhere else too. I hope you're focused okay. This was one I've had for a couple years, Martha Stewart's bunching. So I filled this with about 15 evergreen bunching onions. Same thing as scallions. I did not broadcast those, so I just put in a couple seeds, 15 different holes. So we'll see how that one does. This one was carrots, and because it's a short bucket, these buckets are probably 3 gallons. I got Danvers half long. So they're going to be short anyway. Did I sprinkle those all around? No, I put a lot of seeds in there. I didn't broadcast the seeds, but I have a lot in there. I placed a couple inches apart throughout, because you can do a lot of carrots in a bucket. If you make sure and watch my carrot videos, the first year was like, I was so excited. You got to see that one. I'll have a link down below. I did 2 containers and I had a ton of little carrots that came out of there. It was a great one. Now, let's see. What are we down to? The last 2. And then I'll tell you about the lids. I know you're all dying to know where I got the domes. This one I split because I just want, again, this year's an experiment. I want to see how direct winter sowing works. So this was some from Donna May's. You've seen the video of the incredible present she sent me in the mail. Check the link below for that one. It's really fun. So I put some upland cress in here, and she also sent me some basil lime. Thank you, Donna. And these 2 will be a first for those. I got a lot of more upland cress planted elsewhere. And then lastly, oh, here's raised parsley. I did do the parsley here. Oh, that's right. That's why a bag was missing. I finished it all right here. Don't think I've ever grown parsley. Or maybe I did once, and it was pretty straggly. So I went thick here. Put quite a few, 20 or 30 seeds in there. And then another one from Donna of Mesclun Mix Deluxe. So that's why my separator is here. I never put 2 things in a bucket. But since this is all an experiment, that's what I'm doing. Oh, and I did one more. Wait till you see this dome. Look at this big one. This, I had just had this sitting down here. I think I had kale in it last year. And I thought, well, since the soil level was really low, I would go ahead and make it be my salad bowl since it's right by my back door. So I put in here upland cress, bibb, red flame lettuce, and romaine lettuce. And so I just sprinkled all over, so it'll be all nice and mixed, and it'll just be kind of pick and eat all summer. I might pull a couple little ones out and transplant them, because then they'll grow into big heads, the romaines. But for the most part, I'll eat baby greens. Okay, so how do I turn this into winter sowing? Because again, it's going to snow. I can't do direct sowing. I got to cover them. So I found these. I can't tell you where I found them. I think it was Home Depot or Walmart. They are not domes. They are dishes for plants to sit in. And I think they're 10 inch. Yeah, 10 inch. And they were kind of small. And I just got the idea once I heard about direct winter sowing to turn them into domes. So I drilled holes. Whoa. See if I can see a lot of holes. There you can see how many I did. Because that's the only way water is going to get in. And then, you know, ironically, they sort of fit. They fit like on the first ridge. And they're not, you know, one good wind and they're blowing. But I'm still really happy with them. That's why I got out the piece of firewood. And I drilled a lot of holes because I'm covering some of the holes with the wood, but I think that will hold it. So that's going to give me a lot of nice height. And the thing with winter sowing is you don't want to put them and have like a, you know, a ½ inch of height, because you want these things to get really, really strong and sturdy and hardened and grow really well. And then probably in, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 weeks, I will have seedlings, and then I'll take the lids off. But I won't take them off all at once and throw them away. I'll take them off in the daytime and then let them get some air, and then I'll put them back on at night. And I'll do that for about a week to 10 days. And even though they're hardened, it's still a different environment for them. So you want to go ahead and take them off, put them back on, take them off. Okay, have I told you everything before I tell you? So how I did this, yeah, I'm going to tell you where I got the domes or the dishes, is I just filled the buckets up, soaked the soil, put the seeds in, keep soaking, spraying, 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 covered them up. I just had a bucket of dry soil here to just sprinkle over them. Had all my seeds and all my labels in there. And then it didn't take long at all. Oh, here's one I wanted to show you before I showed the domes. I was trying to think, how am I going to cover this bucket? Because it's not round and my domes won't fit. So I had saved a bunch of those spinach jug tubs, lettuce tubs, the 2-pounders. And I don't have to use this now because I found a dome, but I was going to jerry rig and just put some duct tape on that and drill some holes and maybe put a couple pieces of tape on that for my lettuce to get going for the next 3 weeks before it's warm enough to open up. So the domes, let me get the name for you. It was, now again, I think I got them at Home Depot or Walmart. It's not focusing. There it is. Avant-Garde Decor.com. www.avantgarden.com. I don't have my glasses on. Avant-Garden Decor. Okay, I'll have a link down below. A lot of links down below today. But make sure you go down in this description area. Check out the videos we mentioned, the links, and go down to the comment section. You know how I am. I love to hear from you. This is a community event here, everybody. So go down and let me know. Have you ever direct sowed? Have you ever heard it called anything besides direct sowed? Oh, by the way, if you're not a container gardener, oh, big point. Just take this lid and wherever your ground is, wherever your garden is, just sit this lid. I think it's called cloche or cloche. I'm not sure of the word. Just covering it. You could even cut the top of a milk jug off and sit it over the seedlings right on the earth or in raised beds. So I just happen to be a container gardener. You can do this anywhere that seeds can grow. So let me know what your thoughts are down there. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you like the video. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. And remember, come to our group. Our Veggie Winter Sowing group is so fun. We have people from all over the world learning this technique, and we're having a blast. So this has been a long one, but I hope it's been worth it for you. I really want to hear your feedback, and I'm sending you much love from my garden to yours. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.